You're tuned into Open Studio. I'm your host, Segaecho. Welcome to today's exciting program. I've got an exciting guest by the name of Mr. Xolani Sivunda. I'm your host, Segaecho. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mr. Xolani Sivunda, you are coming from an exciting organization, right, by the name of OpenheARTstudios. Won't you tell us, our viewers, before we even go there, a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to start this, or to open this studio, rather?
Okay. My name is Xolani Sivunda. I reside in Mfuleni, but originally from Eastern Cape in Umtata. I'm a father of two. I'm a married man. Also, I'm a full-time visual artist. So I started OpenheARTstudios in 2019. It was me and my friend Michele Knecht. She is based in California, in USA.
Very nice. So it's been a long time coming. You've had this OpenheARTstudio. So tell me quickly, how has art for you, because you said you are a visual artist, right? How has that affected your personal life?
All I can say is art did change my life. I remember I used to be on the streets. I used to smoke drugs, but today I don't smoke. I don't drink alcohol. I can say art did change my life in a very positive way.
That's so powerful, and I assume that's why you wanted to actually then start, operating on that studio. You said that your partner is in California, right?
Yes.
And how did you guys come together? How did you meet?
We met on a group, online group called International Mosaicist. So she is a mosaic artist. Also, I'm a painter / mosaic artist also. So she used to like my works.
Oh, wow.
And we started to be friends, and I used to send videos of me in studio and other guys from my community. And one day she suggested that, oh, Xolani, why not us start OpenheARTstudio? Because
Brilliant.
She is the one who came with the name OpenheARTstudio, because he wanted also to open heart.
Yes, yes.
Even me, I'm someone who like to impact people's life. So I do have that open heart. So I used to call guys and give them space to practice art and paint. So we came into an agreement with my friend that no, let's just start an organization, and we named it OpenheARTstudios. So that's how we started.
That's beautiful. So two artists coming together and doing something from an open heart for the benefit of the community. Wonderful. So quickly, won't you give us, our viewers, a backdrop of what exactly is your what is OpenheARTstudio? Like, what do you guys do? And if a person wants to join, how does that actually work?
Okay. OpenheARTstudio is a creative hub. It's where creative, like, individuals come and meet and share ideas. And we do give art education to those who don't have that background of art. So we do assist artists who want to become full-time visual artists, and
Wonderful.
We do look for exhibitions for them. And yeah,
that's so great. Because okay, for somebody who's not an artist, are they allowed to join, or maybe should I come with some sort of talent, or are you gonna just teach me if I just don't even know anything about art?
Okay, you are allowed to come even if you don't know how to paint.
Okay.
Or make pottery, because art it's a therapy. Some people, when they do art, they
yes, they get into that. It is therapeutic, you're right? It's healing, right?
Yes,
it's healing.
yes.
And it makes you relax, doesn't it? Yeah, that's beautiful. And I'm sure it's you are based in Mfuleni, right? So how was that received when you guys started the studio by the community?
I think it was a great thing, man, because people were very, very happy to see me starting this studio, because many artists didn't know where to go.
Right.
To make art, to create stuff, to do pottery. And we've got a huge pottery studio that is very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many portals who did get like an opportunity now
That's
to
right.
work with us and produce those pottery.
Oh, that is amazing, and that is a specialized skill. You're talking about ceramics, right?
Yes,
and you do need those expensive big ovens and that. So yeah.
Yes, we do have kilns.
Oh, that's amazing.
We do have rollers, and we do have wheels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you realize then when you had the studio running? I mean, the way it was, I gather that it was received quite well.
Yes.
Did you get a lot of young people taking interest, and are the artists out there that come from your studio, basically, that they're doing their own thing, they've progressed on?
Yes, there are artists that are coming from our own studio that are started to do their own thing.
That's beautiful.
They are producing like ceramic stuff and plates, mugs, and we do have get invitations to go and sell some of the products that they are producing in the markets that we have here in Western Cape.
That's beautiful. So you also teach them on how to make business out of their craft, by actually, that's beautiful, because now that helps with unemployment in the community, etc., etc. Just tell me quickly, because you guys have been around for a while now, how have you managed throughout the whole COVID situation? How has that worked out for you?
Yeah, it was not easy. It was not easy, but because of the vision and the mission of us, me and my friend, we wanted to help artists, and we didn't stop, although it was very hard for us, because I used to go to knock and look for sponsors, and companies used to say, no, don't you see that we are still in this COVID-19? We can't help you right now. And so everyone was trying to play safe, you see, not to donate or to give money to an organization during this time of COVID-19.
That's right.
Because of sales and that I do make in galleries and commissions that I do get, and I'm also selling some of my artworks overseas. So with that money, I do put that money in OpenheARTstudios in order for it to operate.
That's beautiful. So whatever profits you are making, you come back and you actually reinvest it into the business. That is amazing, because that actually helps sustain the business. And with that, I'll come back to ask you more once you go to a quick break. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and stay tuned in. When we come back, we're going to find out a bit more about this amazing open art studio that's actually based in Mfuleni. Don't go away. Welcome back to Open Studio. You're watching Cape Town TV channel 263. I'm your host, Segaecho, and we're going to continue with this amazing conversation I'm having with our guest today, Mr. Xolani, who is an amazing artist doing amazing things in and around the community of Mfuleni. Mr. Xolani, as we were speaking earlier on, right, you were just mentioning the challenges that you're experiencing, right, in COVID, and how it's actually helped you a lot that you were actually selling artwork outside of the country, even overseas. Would you just let me know, because I assume that's where you want to go with this studio, right? What is your end goal, you as an organization? What do you want to see happening, say, 5 or 10 years from now?
What I can say is I want to see us selling our artworks global, and having our own art gallery in the township, because many townships don't have art galleries. So if we can have these studios that do produce art, and we can take those artworks in our own galleries that are based in our township. So I would like to see that happening in the next 5 years.
I love that, because you mentioned something very important earlier, where you said that there is talent in and around the area, but because there's no places where they can showcase those talents, that's where then your organization comes through. And you also want to afford an opportunity for them to showcase the artwork, but through something that is tangible, that now people can actually come and experience the entire, place as Mfuleni, and the culture and, how people live. That is such an amazing thing. And for you, what has been the most, I guess, your favorite part of this whole entire journey?
I can say, man, I like to share my knowledge with other people. So I like to teach painting. Like even in studio, I would like get guys coming, like especially for our painting sessions. So what I'm doing there, I'm teaching them the technique and the blocking techniques, how to do it right.
That's amazing. I love that. So viewers at home, you've heard those that are art savvy or just want to study art, I guess. So there's the place to be. Open Art Studios. Open Art Studios is the place to be in Mfuleni. So you said anybody, right, can join. So you don't have to be Michelangelo or Picasso or anything. Okay, that's wonderful. I'll be coming there. So why is it important for you, do you think, for art to exist within a community? Why do you think that's an important thing?
I think it is very important because when you take a look in art, it does trace our origins and who we are. And if without art, there's no culture.
Right.
So I don't know how can I put it, but without art, there's no culture. Art do trace, as I said, our origins, who we are, and it does tell our stories, man.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Everyday stories, and it does educate us. So art is very, very important in our community.
Wonderful. So it speaks to our identity as a people, right? And it should be celebrated more so in our own backyards, as you are saying. What are some of the challenges for you that you've experienced, going into the organization or engaging with your students or even people from outside? What have those been?
I can say first to get art materials.
Okay, they're expensive, eh?
That's a big challenge. They're expensive, and also the pottery studio.
Yes.
Everything there is very expensive.
That's right.
So, yeah, that's the only challenge that I can say for now. I do have OpenheARTstudios.
So are you having any outside help? Are there organizations or individuals, companies that maybe assist with that?
There is a company that do us help us a lot. It's called Thabang. Thabang is the only company for now that I can see. They've been like assisting us for a very long time. From the beginning, they've been with us, and still today, they are still like donating paints to us.
Amazing. So I've always wanted to know this from an artist, how do you put a price on your artwork? What is involved in that process? How do you know how much your art piece is worth?
Sometimes it depends, man, because I can make a small painting, but its value, man, sorry.
Yes, no, carry on, it's fine. Is it, I want to know, for example, you have your acrylic, you said you do acrylic painting, right? Yes. And then you do ceramics, you said. So for acrylics, there's different kinds of styles, like you get your abstract, you get your fine art, etc., etc. How are you able to say that is worth R2 and that's worth 2 million, for example?
I can say oil paint is very expensive and acrylic is not that expensive.
Right.
But there are people who are good in working with acrylic paint. So
yes.
Sometimes people do have like paintings that look expensive because the way they work.
Or the medium or the style. Oh, yes, yes.
And the time that you take producing that artwork do count sometimes. And the material do count.
Okay, so it's the time.
Yes.
That's the building process. If you take a year, it's going to be, the longer the time, the more expensive, right? Yes. And obviously the material that you use. How have you found the art space right now with regards to technology? Because there are other mediums that people are exploring as well. You do your conventional, pretty much, if I should say, your typical visual art. How has technology maybe helped you or maybe worked at your disadvantage with regards to that?
I can say that for us at OpenheARTstudios, we don't use any technology.
Yes.
I do understand that there are guys who are doing like
those stills and those those are the ones I'm talking about. Yeah.
Digital art, but for us now, man, we are strictly like
You still have your signature.
Yes,
I like
yes,
that you still hold your position.
yes.
That's wonderful. So it hasn't quite swayed pretty
Yes,
much
yes.
your style. You're still authentic
Yes.
in that which sets you apart pretty much
Yes.
as a studio. All right, great. So for you, you've mentioned that the challenge has been funding, and you said that there are people kind of like currently helping. With regards to your students, what have you found to be the most challenging experience for them coming into that space? Have they just gelled in well, or was it a bit of a what's going on, and
Yeah,
how do they fit in?
at the beginning, man, it was very hard for some of our students because some they used to come, they wanted to make pottery. Some days we will run out of clay,
All right.
and so yeah, those are some of the challenges that our students
Used to get. Wonderful. So what I'll do is we'll just quickly go to an ad break. When we come back, we'll pick up where we left up. Do not move. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You are tuned to Open Studio. I'm Segaecho, and yes, I'm still with an amazing guest, Mr. Xolani, who's just giving us a backdrop idea about their amazing Open Heart Studio that's based in Mfuleni and the amazing work they've been doing. I'm really, really so proud to have you as a guest today. You guys are doing such an amazing work, and I can see there's definitely change, that's taking place within the community, a positive one at that. So for you personally, because it is a personal journey, in as much as you are giving, right? How has that affected you as being somebody that's in the forerunner and you see the results of your labor, if I should put it that way?
I can say it does grow me because if I can look back, man, and look where I'm at today, because when you are pushing someone, it's like you are lifting yourself also.
Yeah,
So
that's powerful.
I like to do that. I like to help others, because if you do help others,
Yes.
and there is someone who's going to lift you.
That's amazing. So for you, you obviously are passionate about what you do, but it's about seeing that difference in a person's life take place, and that in turn gives you that the reason to get up every single morning, right? So where do you want to see Open Heart, like literally in 5 years, given the circumstance now, mind you, are we still post or in COVID? But yeah, wherever we are right now. It's not post-COVID yet, right? In transition. Yes. Okay. Where do you see, what are your plans? Because I think viewers would want to hear that, and they'll see how probably they can get involved.
Our plans is to open studios all over South Africa. And that is something that we started in Eastern Cape.
Okay.
But I don't want to talk about it right now. But our plans is to see us like all over South Africa, having studios and seeing artists producing those beautiful artworks
everywhere in the world. And I'm going to ask a very pretty much sensitive question, but I think it's important for us to know. The Department of Art and Culture within the government, how have they, first and foremost, have they actually assisted you? And if so, how have they done so?
No. There's nothing that they have done for us. I think by this year, maybe I will start to go and knock to their doors. Maybe they are going to assist us.
Okay. Yes, the reason I'm asking is that well, we hear around, what goes around through the media, that they are having exchange programs with artists overseas. They do exhibitions, as you had mentioned, and they offer. So is it because you guys have not gone to them, or you tried to go there but nothing happened?
I can say that we didn't go to them, but there is something that is coming because some of our artists now, they are members of Art Big Gallery.
Oh, wow.
There are some programs that they are going to get. So I think maybe government is involved into those programs.
Yes.
So yeah.
Wonderful. And then what I also wanted to know from you is that you are based in the township, right?
Yes.
So how do you see the difference between township art and then the burbs, if I should put it that way? The high art, they would call it the high art and the low art, I know, when you study it. So what is the difference between the two according to you? Or how is it different from the typical high art as we understand it?
I can say, man, the way we tell our stories.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that differs our artworks. You can see someone who is living in the suburbs that he is telling the story that is based on the suburbs, and the township stories are very, very different.
And very
Yeah.
powerful. That's true, because there's an authenticity to it,
Yes.
right? So you're
Yeah.
telling your everyday story.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite artist? Who is he or she, and why?
My favorite.
You have to be liking somebody,
Yeah.
right?
My favorite artist is Carvalho. Yeah,
And why?
because of the style, man. There is this style, the effects called chiaroscuro effects and sfumato effect. So he used to do those effects, and me too. In my paintings, I do make those effects.
Amazing. Yeah, I did see some of your work.
Yes.
It's really, really, really
Yes.
amazing. And you conceptualize everything from the beginning right through to the
Yes.
end. That's very, very amazing. How can then somebody sitting at home right now, or an organization watching this program, how can they actually come in and support your studio and other initiatives that you have running for the studio?
Okay, the only thing, the organizations, they can come like to to us to have those collaborations, because we do want to collaborate with other organizations and people from our community. Anyone who would like to help or to assist or to give something at OpenheARTstudios, they are allowed, man.
They're allowed.
Yes.
So this is anything from finances to what
Yes.
else? Equipment or...
Donations, everything, man.
Yeah. Do you have anything at the top of the list right now that could really make a change? Because like you said, I know that art materials are very expensive,
Yes.
and I think Dala company is the one that does the acrylic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what would be that would be the top thing that you are currently in need of right now?
I can say canvas. We are very in need of canvas, because many visual artists are starting to come in our space, and we don't have canvas. So sometimes we do buy canvas for artists, but for now it's the only thing that I can say we really need of.
Wonderful. And you mentioned your background, that you were, involved in,
Yes.
those kind of activities. Do you have a story or two, just briefly, of one of your students whom you've seen just being transformed in a positive way, and their lives changing in a positive way because of the influence and them having been a part of your Open Heart Studio? How have you seen their lives actually change from that to now having a positive impact?
Yeah, we do have students that are really changed.
That's beautiful.
Some of them now, they are like showcasing their artworks in galleries around South Africa, and I can't count them, and they are too.
But okay, I love that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
But, there is change. There is change.
Beautiful. Yes. So how does a person get a hold of you? Do you have a website, maybe social media pages, a telephone number, WhatsApp number, anything? How can anybody get a hold of you?
So we do have a page on Facebook. It's OpenheARTstudios.
Okay.
And I can give also my number. It's 0681238664.
Wonderful. Yes. So, viewers, you heard for yourself. Mr. Xolani just gave out his contact details. They do have a Facebook page that you can visit, probably drop them a message or something. Just let them know how you can probably come in. This is a beautiful initiative that's doing tremendously good within a community that very much needs it. So with that, I would like to thank our guest, Mr. Xolani, for coming through. Thank you so much for your time. We wish you all the best on your future endeavors. Thank you, viewers at home, for watching. Until next time, stay safe, and thank you so much for tuning in.